Hello and welcome to Build Your Personal Yoga Business. My name is Shayna Hiller, and today I'd like to talk about what to do if you find yourself comparing yourself to other people. Comparison can stop us in our tracks. It can literally cause a paralysis of our potential. And I would like to remove this block and support you in understanding why this may be happening in the first place, right? Because it's one thing to say when we find ourselves comparing ourselves to other people, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, or this is wrong. And okay, yes, comparing doesn't necessarily bring us closer to our goals and our intentions. It definitely can strip us of our energy and inspiration. Yet at the same time, before you go and judge yourself for comparing, perhaps there's a way to look a little bit deeper into this experience, especially if it's happening. So, of course, with social media and everything that we're exposed to these days, it's no wonder and it's not surprising that you may find yourself comparing yourself to other people or seeing other people, other yoga teachers, for example, doing things and thinking, wow, like, wouldn't that be cool if I were doing that? Now, I wrote a poem about this back in the day. I'll have to find it. But the point of the poem that I wrote was that comparison is usually inspiration in disguise. Take a moment. I actually noticed this when I was practicing yoga in my yoga teacher training in 2006. At the end of the yoga class, we were invited to do headstand. At the time, I had no idea how to do any inversions. And I remember looking around the room at everybody doing their headstands so perfectly. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to do this. And I will never forget my teacher saying, feel free to look around the room. She actually encouraged us to look at other people. She said, look around the room at everybody doing their practice and allow yourself to be inspired by what's possible. To be inspired by what's possible, even if you're not there yet, right? So what I find is that if that energy of comparison comes in, below that is most likely a signal or some sort of an intuitive nudge that that level of expression or that level of confidence or that level of showing up and sharing is possible for you too. But it was never going to look exactly the same way as someone else. So I say, if you find yourself comparing yourself, take a moment, take a deep breath and say, okay, isn't that interesting? What is here for me? What is the message that I'm receiving? Especially if you feel it in your body, you may feel resistance in your body, you may feel tension in your body. If you take that pause before you just judge off in a huff and a puff, take that pause, take a breath, soften, and ask yourself, what is here for me to learn? Is it something about perhaps that person's level of confidence, that person's way of speaking or showing up, the quality of their content, the words that they use, that actually deep down is inspiring you to awaken your own unique voice, your own unique confidence, your own unique way of showing up and sharing your magic? Because the truth is, it's never going to look exactly like someone else, and it shouldn't, because you are not someone else. I always love to give this example of shoe stores. It's such a random example, but it helped me. Take a moment to think about how many shoe stores there are in the world. And they're all selling the same brands of shoes, right? So many different shoe stores, so many different options of places to go to purchase shoes. If there were only meant to be one shoe store, there would only be one. What propels you to go to a certain shoe store as opposed to another? Or a certain shoe store website? Because who goes to stores anymore? Just kidding, I do. I love physical locations, right? So what motivates you or inspires you to choose this store or that store? Even though you can get the same thing at both stores. Maybe it's the decor of the interior of the store. Maybe it's the location. Maybe it's the staff at the store, or just the energy that you feel when you walk in the door, right? And so just like that, especially in a quote unquote saturated yoga teaching market, please know first and foremost, there is more than enough to go around. There are never going to be too many yoga teachers in this world. And each and every one of us has a unique spark. And the more that you, I will say, waste your time comparing yourself to other people or wallowing in self-doubt or staying small in that comparison, the more you're actually taking away not only from your own growth and your own capacity to realize your unique energy, but you're also taking away from your potential students and clients as well, because everyone is attracted to different teachers and different teachings for different reasons. And you will not know your magic until you start to trust your voice, until you start to take the next step. And if you're feeling comparative or competitive with another yoga teacher or other people out there, take a moment to think about what inspires you about their content, right? What would it be like to actually say, wow, that person's doing amazing stuff. I'm so happy for them. And allow that joy and that inspiration to actually support you in your own creative endeavors. So I don't know what the saying is. I think the saying is, yes, comparison is the thief of joy, and it can actually be a gateway into joy if you choose to shift from comparison to inspiration to activation of your own unique potential, because you are one of a kind. Your voice, your tone of voice, the way that you show up, the way that you write, start to write creative content in your social media posts, in your blogs, on your website, right? Start to share your voice, show up more, and move beyond fear into courage, into confidence, because I know you've got it in you. You are one of a kind, and the world is waiting for you to show up as the beautiful light that you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this message supports you. I hope it feels like perfect timing to kind of inspire your growth and your next step, and to really own your one-of-a-kind flavor and fragrance. Let me know if you have any questions. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And if there are any topics that you'd like me to cover on the realm of living your dharma, living your purpose, growing your yoga business, stepping into your power, I'm all ears, and I will definitely create a video for you to answer any questions you have. Have a beautiful day. Keep on shining your light. Namaste.